the title of it, and what's the genre? Is it romance, comedy, horror?
Definitely comedy. That's a good question. And it's called Let's Try It Again. Got ya! Awesome.
Right.
Hello, beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much. I forgot my question for a second. Is there any episode of any show you've ever done, whether it's Caprica, whether it's Buffy or Angel, where you said, I love the cast, I love the crew, but if I had to do that again, I'm not sure I could do it? Like it was just a really rough physically or emotionally?
Every show.
Every show.
Seriously, every day you go like, did I do that? Did I just do that? Like I remember I was on a Dragon Ball, and I get out to the desert and I find out effectively I have no stuntman. Because I have a stuntman, Dan Hernandez, great guy, right? But, I mean, really responsible for some of the best stunts you've ever seen. But they don't want to make up Danny in the makeup they have for me. They just want to put a pullover mask on him and send him out. The director, every time he sees Danny, goes, that's not Piccolo. Get James, wake him up, put him on the rail, right? And I did a gag, so I come to set, and Danny's up on the wire, and he's way up on the wire. He's like, I don't know, 300 feet off the ground, right? And the gag is that Piccolo's standing on a rock face, and he gets sucked into a mafuba. So the gag is that it's supposed to look like you get sucked off the cliff and start spinning down, right? So the first shot of that sequence, you gotta propel yourself off the rock face and start spinning on the wire, but you can't get anything wrong or it's very dangerous. So I'm watching Danny try. Danny pushes off too much, right? And so he flies out this way and comes crashing back in the rock face and just cheese grates along it. Like they have to clean up the rock face because the costume is like still on the rock face, right? And the director turns to me and goes, your turn. And I'm like, wow, whatever. And the thing is, my girlfriend's on the set, and I'm showing off for her, right? So I'm like, yeah, put me up there. So I do the gag, and the gag goes fine. We get about three takes, and it all goes well. But then I'm sitting down at the base of the rock face, and the stunt coordinator goes on the walkie-talkie, goes, well, we got away with that one. He said it really loud so I could hear it. So he would, because he was telling me, dude, they're making you do stuff that you could get killed over. You do know that, right? But I was like, hey, that was fun. Let's do it again.
So hey, I
Hey.
just want to let you know that I watched 9 episodes or seasons of Smallville just to see your character, and I feel like I've been punished. But anyway.
I'm not responsible for any shot that I'm not in. Yeah.
I want to know, every single scene that you're in, the other actors seem to do a much better job. Did you coach them?
Yeah, I get that note a lot. Every time I act with another actor, some producer comes up to me and goes, you guys have great chemistry. I'm like, well, yeah, we're both actors. What did I say about that? Actors feed each other. We create the reality that we exist in. So if the actor opposite you is going for all the effects and trying to look cool and not really letting their beautiful, weird self out, then it's a lie, and they're lying to your face every time they call action. But if the actor is being honest and simple and letting those weird stuff out, then it's a gift. And all you got to do is just react in a normal way. So it's a combination, you know. I don't know what to say about that because I might brag, but I don't.
I understand it's an awkward question, but thank you, that was a good answer.
Yeah, right on. And by the way, Tom Welling, total jerk, man. Just kidding. He's the greatest guy in the world. He really is. I got a man crush on this guy. Yeah.
Hi, so I just started high school and I wanted to know what you think of like sort of the younger generation rediscovering Buffy.
Good. You know, I remember going to the set, and I was always the nerd on the set going, boy, is this great? This script is even better than the last one. Let's do it good. So, and you know, I remember telling Sarah, man, we may go on to multi-million-dollar contracts, but we're never going to touch the nerve of the earth right now. like we are right now. And she just looks at me and goes, just shut up. She was in every shot. I mean, she was so tired all the time. Yeah, I think I answered today. Yeah, I think, frankly, I'm very proud to have been on Buffy because I've been in like 100 plays, and I used to produce theater, and I'm just good enough to know that was tight. Like, that writing was excellent. And I fully, as we were filming it, fully expected it to last forever. I never, as soon as I saw the first script, I was like, this is going to last forever. I don't care. We're going to say honeymooners? What's the honeymooners? Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi James, my name's Hugo.
Hey, Hugo.
And I was thinking about Spike's character, and I think Spike and Willow really had, for me, the best progression over. They went through the most in the show.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, you said you were just still this dog in the beginning, and then to me you became this lost boy who wanted to pretend to be bad, and you were growing on people. But then, how did you feel when you read that in the script, that rape scene with Buffy in the tub? That was so upsetting, and I was just wondering what you thought and how you reacted when you first heard about it.
Yeah, I almost committed suicide. No, seriously, yeah. I remember going up to Steve DeKnight, who wrote that episode, the day we were filming it, and I was shaking, and I just said, dude, you don't really realize what you make us do sometimes. Sometimes you write this shit, and you don't understand what it takes to be a human being to go through it. And I remember being on the concrete and just thinking, if I bash my head against the concrete floor hard enough, I can fly through the concrete, fly away from the situation. It was the absolute worst day of my life. And I can't watch it. In fact, because of that episode, I still don't watch Buffy, because it was so painful. But it got me into therapy. Thank God. And my girlfriend's happy about that one. Yeah, my pleasure. Wow, that was serious. Can we have one more funny question, please, so we can end on a good note? Because it was a good experience for me. But I don't want to let anyone think that Buffy wasn't an amazing experience, because it really was. But go ahead.
This may be a spoiler, so you may say no, but will we see you again on Hawaii Five-0?
My love, I shoot McGarrett's dad in the face.
Yes.
Don't you think I want to come back? Look, man, I don't know.
Haven't found the body. They've said it 2 or 3 times.
That's what I said. That's what I went to the script. I was like, oh, you never found me, did you? Look at the original series. There is a cult figure in there that is always behind all the crime. And every time McGarrett thinks he found the bad guy, at the end of the episode, Mr. Hare finds out that, oh, it was not this guy just works for Mr. Magoo. It's Mr. Magoo again. I'm Mr. Magoo. So you're not going to see me every episode. I may be in 2 or 3 a year, something like that, but I'm always the bad guy. I'm Mr. Bad. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome.